I know you've talked about Jeff. I mean, I can't imagine any pain more difficult than losing a child, and then losing a child to that child feeling so despondent that he takes his own life. And you said that you did not see the signs at the time, but some of our family members will get to see this. What would you say to our family members to some of the things that they should be looking at or looking for to alert them that there might be a problem?
It's a real difficult thing to do, and one of the things that pops out, and this pops out in studies, is sometimes people are completely surprised by it. You know, like, oh my gosh, I never saw this happening. Was kind of the case that happened to me. How, it just came out. How could this happen? And yet, but then afterwards, getting the education portion of it and understanding depression and what it can do and the helplessness it can lead to, and then applying that and looking at it, it was very easy for me to go back and do like a psychological autopsy and go back and look at what was going on in his life and see very, very easy distinctive marks of his decline. The sleep problems that he was having, the fact that his grades were dropping, the fact that he was having appetite problems, aches and pains, somatics, aches and pains, not feeling well, complaining of headaches and stomach aches, those things, and but yet not being able to describe exactly what was wrong, feeling sad, withdrawing from his friends. He even was one of those ones that gave away some of his, his possessions, and so all those things culminated into very distinct symptoms that are out there, and I missed him. I didn't know about him at the time. But you'd think, I've been going through it, you should have seen these things happening. But there are many people that do know what those signs and symptoms are, have been taught. And if you show them up and just show a list of them, okay, I don't know, I didn't know the signs and symptoms. Okay. But how do you apply that to somebody when you mix it into real life, when there's a lot of emotional things that are happening within somebody's life, when there are breakups that go on, there are ups and downs, there are sad points and high points. Is it just part of natural life, or is this actually symptoms that are happening? And it's real hard to separate those things out. And so the more information you can gather around a person or yourself and try and clue all that in other words, don't just take it from one perspective. Find out from friends, is he acting normal to you? Is he acting normal in this phase? Is he, what's going on? So you try and gather as much information around it, not just trying to compare it to the signs and symptoms, saying, oh yeah, he's sleeping, but he's not sleeping good because he stayed up the night before, or they had a party, so he's not sleeping. Instead of just trying to check off the list, it's actually looking at that list and trying to get the information behind it, so you see the full picture. After having lost my son, one of the natural tendencies is all of a sudden thinking about taking your own life, because the pain is that great. I don't know what the feeling is of losing a friend, of losing a buddy, in wartime, but that feeling of pain has got to be there. And sometimes that thought process comes in your own mind of, I can't live this way, I can't live with this pain. What I would say is this, that after I lost my son, the pain that I felt, I would never, ever, ever want to pass that pain on to somebody else and have them feel the same thing I had to feel. And so you have to kind of self-address those feelings that you feel about somebody else's loss and think, do I want to pass this pain on to somebody else? Because that's what's going to happen. Because if you end up taking your life, everybody else that you want to be happy is not going to be happy. They're going to be full of pain and misery, and you're the one that's going to leave it behind. And I don't think that's the course that most people want to take. They just want their own pain to go away. They don't want others to suffer as well. And so I would say that you have to look at that and look at the other options to get yourself better, to get yourself healthier, to get yourself better. And there is support out there, and do not be afraid to ask for it. And if you ask for it, you'll receive it, okay? And just to hang in there long enough to put hope and purpose back in your life where there feel like there is none, but you can put hope and purpose back in your life, and then you can, those around you that would have felt that pain and misery if you weren't around, can share in that hopefulness and have life again. And that's really the important part. Just to have enough hope to get past that despair, that part where you don't feel like you can go on any further, and get over that. part of it to where everybody can enjoy life again.